Good evening. I am so glad that you have came back and wanted to review what we talked about last week with talking about our 5 wishes. So last week, just a little recap, what we talked about was having those 5 wishes. What is it that I want my family to do for me in case I'm at a place in my life where I can't make those decisions? So what do? But before I get into that, I just want to talk to you guys about. So I just want to say thank you for joining me again tonight and reviewing my video. I'm so glad that you guys are here. But as you know, I am now an insurance producer. And although we are talking about end of life or where you may be in a situation where you're not able to make decisions, but I also don't want us to forget that we're also going to be wanting to talk about, hey, once I retire, will I have enough money to live throughout my retirement? And that's where I come in to help you prepare so that you will have income and enough income while you are retired. Have you taken the time to kind of like look at your expenses? Would you have the same lifestyle during retirement as you do now? And if you don't think you're going to have enough income, you might want to start looking at that and reviewing, like, what can I do to, as they say, come down, maybe you want to sell your house and have something smaller, something that you might want to consider. What do I need to do to, just cut down on my expenses so that I can have an exciting and joyful retirement? So let's not forget that, because even though I'm talking about 5 wishes, we do need to prepare for that, because there's no telling. Only God knows the hour and the time where He's going to call us home. So, but in the meantime, always be thinking about also, will I have enough income to retire with and live comfortably? That's something that we need to be thinking about. And just so that you know, women outlive men. So oftentimes the men are the ones that are the big earners in our families if you're married. So think about that. So how drastically would your lifestyle, would your finances be without that extra income? So that's something that you need to think about as well. So just some little tidbits, and I'm here to help you through this. I'm here to be that resource for you as you decide, what am I going to do with my life once I get into retirement? What is it that I want to do? As I said, I love to travel. So I want to continue to travel, once I retire. I don't want to just stay here in this beautiful Colorado. I really want to retire and have fun and travel abroad and do some fun things. So definitely being prepared for that helps make your retirement so much worth it. So whether you have annuities or a 401k you want to roll over, that's something I can help you with. Long-term care is something that I can also help you with. So let's not forget about those things as well. Aside from having life insurance is very important, and we all should have life insurance on ourselves. It is our responsibility, and not to be selfish and not take care of that and by leaving it to the family. There's nothing wrong with the GoFundMe pages. However, we have a right, we have a duty to help our families not have to make those hard decisions. And you never know what their life's going to be like, or their finances. So it's better for us to be prepared and take care of ourselves by having some life insurance. And just be thinking about that, like how much, if you look at your finances, how much insurance do you think that you would need? I can help you with that. We can figure this out together. So just send me a message. We can make an appointment, and then I can get with you and we can just kind of go over some of these things that we need to do in order to make our, retirement enjoyable and not be stressing. All right, so enough of that. So I just want you to just, be thinking about like, oh my gosh, you're just talking about end of life. No. We got plenty of life to live. And if God sees fit, we have plenty of life to live. But let's talk about our 5 wishes. So as a recap, we talked about with your 5 wishes, like, what is it that I want to do at my end of life? Say I can't make that decision. Who would be my power of attorney? Who would be that person to make decisions for me since I can't, if I'm incapacitated and I can't make those decisions? Who would be that responsible person? So right now, someone comes to your mind right now at this very moment. Who came to your mind that you feel that they would do your wishes? Exactly whatever you wrote down, that they would honor that and they would do just as you have asked them to do. Who is that person? Who is it? Is it your sister? Is it your one of your kids? Is it an aunt? Is it a godmother? And even if you don't have anyone to leave your items to, or whatever that may be, or there's someone close to you that will definitely do as you would want them to do. So this is just what we're talking about today. So we're using what's called the 5 wishes. The 5 wishes is a program where it allows you to designate someone. It's kind of like a living will, and designate someone that you can choose to do your wishes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The 5 wishes is available, of course, in 27 languages. We talked about that. 5 wishes is for anyone who is 18 or older, married, single, parents, adult children, and of course, friends. More than 19 million people of all ages have already used this particular format. And it's because it works so well. It's the lawyers, doctors, hospitals, and hospices, faith communities, employers, and retiree groups are handing out this particular document. And it's really easy breezy. And it's nothing formal, it's nothing hard. It's just letting us know what to do with our wishes. So the first wish that we have, so there's 5 of them, is the person that I want to make health care decisions for me when I can't make them for myself. And this is the definition of that. If I am no longer able to make my own health care decisions, this form names the person I choose to make these choices for me. This person will be my health care agent, or another term that you may hear, a proxy, a representative, or a surrogate. This person will make my healthcare choices if both of these things happen. 1, my attending or treating doctor finds I am no longer able to make healthcare choices, and another healthcare professional agrees that to be true. If my state has a different way of finding that I am not able to make healthcare choices, then my state way should be followed. And you will write in the person I choose as my healthcare agent is. You have an option to do a first choice. So first person, in case something happens to that first person. Then you have an option to choose a second person. Now, that's only if this person is not able or willing to make these choices for me, or is divorced or legally separated from me, or this person has died, then the person below can be the next choice. So you can select a second choice and you can select a third choice. Now, let's talk about picking the right person. Some things that you might want to consider while you're picking this person. So think about this and see if this fits for this particular individual. Choose someone who knows you very well, who cares about you, who can make difficult decisions. Now, not everyone can make these hard decisions. I've been in situations where it was clear to me that was not the person that can make this decision for this particular individual. So think about it. A spouse or a family member may not be the best choice because they are too emotionally involved. Think about that. They're too emotionally involved, and they may not be able to make that decision. Sometimes they are not the best choice. You know best. Choose someone who is able to stand up for you so that your wishes are followed. Now, you know how sometimes family members can be. Oh, I know that Aunt Claire would not want that. Oh, I know Aunt Claire would want that. Who would be that person that would say they would just do exactly as you would want them to do? All right. Also, choose someone who is likely to be nearby so that they can help when you need them. So don't select someone, you live here, I live here in Colorado, and I select someone in Alaska. That wouldn't make sense. They're not going to be able to help me. So choose someone that's close. Whether you choose a spouse, a family member, or a friend as your healthcare agent, make sure that you talk about these wishes and be sure that that person agrees to respect and to follow your wishes. Your healthcare agent should be at least 18 years or older, of course in Colorado, 21 years or older, and should not be your healthcare provider, including the owner or operator of a healthcare or residential community care facility serving you. So no one at those locations. So if you're in a assisted living, no one there. Do not choose someone who is an employee or spouse of an employee of your healthcare provider, neither. Or do not select someone serving as an agent or a proxy for 10 or more people unless he or she is your spouse or a close relative. So as you fill out the form, this is what your person can expect. I understand that my healthcare agent can make healthcare decisions for me. I want my agent to be able to do the following. And here is a note. Please cross out anything you don't want your agent to do that is listed below. And it goes over the areas. For instance, make choices for me about my medical care or services like tests, medicine, or surgery. This care or service could be to find out what my health problem is or how to treat it. It can also include care to keep me alive. If the treatment or the care has already started, my healthcare agent can keep it going or have it stopped. All right. Interpret any instructions I have given in this form or given in other discussions according to my healthcare agent's understanding of my wishes and my values. Consent to admission to an assisted living facility, hospital, hospice, or a nursing home for me. My healthcare agent can hire any kind of healthcare worker I may need to help me or to take care of me. My agent may also fire a healthcare worker if needed. So if they're not working out, you can let them go. Another reason, make the decision to request to take away or not give medical treatments, including artificially provided food and water and any other treatments to keep me alive. Some people, and I talk to people all the time, say, hey, if I can't have the quality of life, then I no longer want to be here on this planet. And then I have met others that have had the treatments where they're able to, continue to be on life support and have said, hey, they could die on life support just as well as them not be on life support. It takes longer, of course, but that's just an option there. They can still be on life support, and yes, they can eventually die while even on life support. Your organs start shutting down and one thing after another. So those are the kind of decisions that you would have to make. See and approve release of my medical records and personal files. If I need to sign my name to get any of these files, my healthcare agent can sign it for me. Next, move me to another state to get the care I need or to carry out my wishes. Authorize or refuse to authorize any medication or procedure needed to help me with pain. That pain management. Take any legal action needed to carry out my wishes. Donate usable organs or tissue of mine as allowed by law. Now, here in Colorado, and most states have what's called, you can donate your organs. You just have it listed on your driver's license. So that's easy too. So then the person will know, like, is she a donor? I was with someone and was there with them at the hospital, and the nurse was asking the family, do you know if she's a donor? And they all looked at each other like, I don't know. And I just mentioned, you can oftentimes you'll see it on their driver's license unless they have said it to someone. But we know that if you have said it on your driver's license, then that's what's going to happen. All right. Apply for Medicare, Medicaid, or other programs or insurance benefits for me. My healthcare agent can see my personal files, like bank account records, to find out what is needed to fill out these forms. Because oftentimes, we don't have our social security numbers. Not everybody has that. So that's something that you want to make sure that your provider, this person that's doing your wishes, has all your personal information so that there's no questions. That's not going to keep anything from moving forward if they don't have this information. You don't want anything to block that. So make sure that you have this conversation and you have everything in order. All right. And then they give you a spot where you can list below any changes, additions, or limitations of your healthcare agent's power. Now, this is something that comes up. If I change my mind about having a healthcare agent, I will 1. Destroy all copies of this part of the 5 wishes form, or tell someone, such as my doctor or family, that I want to cancel or change my healthcare agent, or write the word revoked in large letters across the name of each agent whose authority I want to cancel. And then you just sign your name on that page. It's just that simple. So that's the first wish. Now, got a couple of questions here from my viewers. And they asked, let's see. May a husband and wife fill out 5 wishes together and say authorize their children to make their healthcare decisions? That's a pretty good question, right? No. Each person should have his or her own 5 wishes. You should designate only one person and 2 alternates to speak on your behalf when you cannot. You can add specific instructions, such as asking your healthcare agent to consult with your family with a goal of reaching consensus. Of course, you use these blank lines like I talked about on the form, so that way you can make sure that your wishes are being taken care of. And then the other question is, which we talked about, which is, of course, changing your mind. Because, you might change your mind. Just be sure that you stay on top of if you do change your mind, if things happen, because life happens. Then, of course, you just want to make sure you revoke it. Oftentimes, your 5 wishes can be left with your healthcare provider. I have mine with my healthcare provider. My husband also has one, and then I have this family file cabinet, little box that all my important information is right there to make it just really easy for my family as much as possible. And that's what we want to do. I mean, I know that, having this conversation, of course, is really helpful, and we want to help everyone with that. All right, so that is it for today. So, of course, join me next week when we talk about wishes number 2. Yes, there's 5 wishes. So we're going to go through each and every wish. So thank you again. I hope this has given you some food for thought as to what you may want to do. And then, of course, think about getting yourself insured so that you can take care of your family. And, of course, they can take care of once you're no longer here. All right. Love you. God bless you. Have a great night.